The entertainment world is still reeling from the arrest of Sean Diddy Combs on shocking charges that have shaken Hollywood's foundations. But the aftermath has taken an even more jaw-dropping turn as Jaguar Wright, the fearless industry whistleblower, has come forward with explosive allegations. According to her, several high-profile celebrities have fled the country in a desperate bid to escape the fallout. Who are these stars? Why are they running? And what does it mean for the industry they left behind? This story isn't just about one man's downfall. It's a web of secrets, power, and fear stretching across Hollywood's elite. Jaguar Wright claims she has insights into the scandal and the figures scrambling to avoid its reach. With her history of exposing industry secrets, her revelations are turning heads and raising serious questions. Are these celebrities just protecting their reputations, or is there something far darker they're hiding? In this video, we'll unpack everything, from the scandalous allegations surrounding Diddy's arrest to the high-profile names reportedly fleeing the US. You won't believe where some of them are said to be hiding or the lengths they've gone to stay out of sight. Stick around as we dive deep into this scandalous unraveling of Hollywood's elite.
All Jennifer Lopez had to do was marry a white boy, Oscar winner, for people to stop remembering that she had a gun in her pocketbook. She had gunshot residue on her hands the night that Natanya was shot at that club. Not once has she spoken up for the betterment of that woman, or say something in her defense to stop Puffy from gaslighting her and trying to put hits out on her because he was afraid that maybe one day they would open the case and she still has the bullet fragments in her face. Like J-Lo has said nothing. You really thought that just running off and marrying Ben Affleck was going to take you out of the Diddy downfall?
The fallout of Diddy's arrest. The arrest of Sean Diddy Combs has sent shockwaves through Hollywood and the music industry, facing charges of sex trafficking, racketeering, and other serious allegations. Diddy's legal troubles have raised questions about the elite network surrounding him. This isn't just a scandal about one man, it's about the culture of secrecy that has long shielded powerful figures in entertainment.
Sean Diddy Combs' criminal case, so many things happen at such a fast pace. Now, if you haven't been following the day-to-day of this criminal case, we've got some recent updates for you. And to start, I will tell you, I was actually doing a live stream of a Diddy hearing the other day on our Law and Crime YouTube channel, and we take questions from our viewers, and they're great questions, by the way. We love when you guys submit the questions. But we took a question from one of our YouTubers, and it was something as simple as, what's going on with Diddy? I haven't really been following it. And I thought about that. We do so many stories here on Sidebar about this guy. Sometimes I just assume most of you know what's been going on from the very beginning, but the truth is many don't. And his charges are not so easy to understand. They're kind of complicated. They're not so straightforward. So let me briefly set the stage about what he's charged with and how we got here. So Sean Combs, the music mogul, the multimillionaire, he was arrested in September out in New York by federal authorities. And this wasn't a surprise to us. Why? Because after his ex-girlfriend, Cassandra Ventura, filed her bombshell lawsuit against him in November of 2023, accusing him of sexually, verbally, emotionally, and psychologically abusing her over their relationship that lasted years.
The fallout from Diddy's arrest has been massive. His network, built over decades, includes A-list celebrities, industry moguls, and influential insiders. As details of his alleged crimes emerge, so does speculation about the complicity of those within his circle. The fear of exposure has created ripples that extend far beyond Diddy himself.
The legal troubles for longtime entertainment mogul Sean Diddy Combs have been building for months, including allegations of sexual misconduct, abuse, and violence. Now, the iconic rapper and producer is in custody in New York City in connection to an ongoing investigation by Homeland Security. The charges were not immediately known, but the hip-hop star has been the subject of a months-long federal probe led by HSI since last year. In March, we saw these dramatic scenes unfold, where agents raided his homes in LA and Miami in connection to a possible sex trafficking probe. CBS News legal contributor Jessica Levinson.
This type of months-long delay is not unheard of. So you execute a search warrant and then you spend a lot of time going through all the evidence to determine if there's enough there to bring charges.
Jaguar Wright, known for her history of pulling back the curtain on industry secrets, has stepped forward with explosive claims. She alleges that several high-profile celebrities have fled the country following Diddy's arrest, raising eyebrows and questions about what they might be hiding. As a whistleblower, Wright's revelations are shedding light on an industry scrambling to protect its image and its stars. The web of scandals. Diddy's arrest has unearthed a web of scandals involving some of Hollywood's most influential players. His connections with high-profile celebrities span decades, encompassing music collaborations, business ventures, and personal relationships. These connections have now become the subject of scrutiny as authorities and the public question who knew what and when.
This has been a fist of tyranny that has been punching for decades. It must stop.
Well, Diddy's downfall has sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry and beyond. The blast radius from the uncovering of his alleged offences could yet swallow many more powerful and famous figures. Diddy is accused of creating a criminal enterprise which engaged in sex trafficking, racketeering, kidnapping, bribery, and forced labor.
Allegations of shared secrets among Diddy's inner circle paint a disturbing picture. Wright's claims suggest that knowledge of misconduct wasn't limited to a few individuals. Instead, it was an open secret, with attendees of his infamous freak-off parties allegedly aware of the darker aspects of his lifestyle. The arrest has triggered a panic among Diddy's associates, some of whom fear being implicated in the unfolding scandal. The ripple effect is evident as industry figures scramble to distance themselves, issue denials, or as Wright claims, flee the country altogether. This panic underscores how deeply embedded these scandals are in the fabric of Hollywood. Jaguar Wright's explosive claims. Jaguar Wright has long been a lightning rod in the entertainment industry, known for her fearless exposés of celebrity secrets. With Diddy's arrest dominating headlines, Wright has once again stepped into the spotlight, alleging that certain celebrities have left the US to escape potential legal and media fallout.
Stevie J should be charged. Mary J. Blige should also be charged. Jennifer Lopez should definitely be charged. Jay-Z should be charged. Khaled should be charged. Rick Ross should be charged. Usher should be charged and tried with him. Off of Justin Bieber alone.
Wright's allegations are as specific as they are damning. She claims that several high-profile figures, fearing exposure or prosecution, have taken drastic measures to avoid scrutiny. Her insights suggest a level of panic among Diddy's associates, many of whom have much to lose if implicated.
Jaguar herself confirmed that this arrest was a warning from the elites to keep her mouth shut, but did it work? Heck no. It's like trying to stop a leaky faucet with a piece of tissue paper. That tea just keeps on flowing. Things got even crazier after Jaguar's appearance on Piers Morgan's show. She went on Instagram Live the very next day and accused Jay-Z and Beyonce of making some phone calls to get her slapped with felony charges. It's like they're playing a game of celebrity Monopoly, but instead of go to jail, it's go to real jail. But wait, it gets even wilder. Jaguar also accused them of using witchcraft to make people blindly follow them. I mean, I always thought Beyonce's dance moves were magical, but this is taking it to a whole new level. Now, people are starting to worry that all these legal attacks on Jaguar are leading up to something bigger. Some folks are even bringing up the case of Kyle Marisa Roth, a popular TikToker who was exposing Diddy and Jay-Z just days before she was found dead.
The public reaction to Wright's revelations has been mixed. While some praise her bravery and see her as a voice for accountability, others view her claims with skepticism. Regardless, her statements have ignited conversations about the culture of silence in Hollywood and the lengths people will go to in order to protect their reputations. Celebrities reportedly fleeing the country. Wright's most shocking claim is that certain celebrities have fled the country in the wake of Diddy's arrest. She names no specific individuals, but alludes to figures deeply entrenched in Hollywood's elite. These high-profile names add fuel to the fire as fans and media speculate about who might be involved.
So there are a lot of conspiracy theories around Diddy and his celebrity friends floating around the internet. I went through every single legal filing and looked at what celebrities are actually named. I reached out to every single famous person accused of actual wrongdoing. They either didn't get back to me or denied it. R&B singer Aaron Hall and Sean Combs were accused of sexually assaulting a 16-year-old girl in 1990. Music producer Harv Pierre is listed as a defendant in 3 lawsuits, including one from former Danity Kane singer Dawn Richard. He was accused of sex trafficking, grooming, and sexual assault. Actor Cuba Gooding Jr. was accused of groping a music producer named Rodney Jones Jr. Diddy's 30-year-old son, Justin Dior Combs, was accused of engaging in freak-offs and soliciting sex workers and underage girls. One of the accusers says she was forced to have sex with Jacob the jeweler at one of Diddy's famous white parties. If you want to see the full fact-checked list of everybody accused and what they're accused of, check out my article on businessinsider.com. Beware of all the conspiracy theories. There's a lot of lies floating around.
The reasons for fleeing are as varied as they are concerning. Some may fear legal ramifications, particularly if evidence connects them to Diddy's alleged crimes. Others might be avoiding the media frenzy, hoping to escape the reputational damage that comes with being associated with such a high-profile case.
Mogul to an inmate, Sean Diddy Combs, is denied bail on charges of sex trafficking and racketeering.
TMZ has been following this case for months now, and Charles Lati-Baudier is joining us to dive deeper into what is happening. Charles, I mean, shocking is an understatement when you hear the details of this case. What are your thoughts after hearing the indictment yesterday?
Good morning, Brian and Natalie. I got to tell you, my thoughts reading the 14-page indictment yesterday were that there are a lot of people in Hollywood who are probably worried about which Diddy parties they were at and what was going on. That's not to say that they were necessarily even involved in any of the things that are alleged by the U.S. Attorney's Office. But if you're at that party and it turns out that that's when he set up one of these freak-off sex parties, or that it was going on in another room and you didn't know about it, there's a good chance that you're going to be called by the U.S. Attorney's Office.
Wright also hints at where these celebrities may have gone, mentioning destinations known for offering privacy and limited extradition agreements with the U.S. From luxury estates in Europe to secluded islands, these locations provide both security and anonymity, allowing those involved to stay out of the public eye. The connection between Diddy's parties and these celebrities. Diddy's freak-off parties have long been the stuff of legend and controversy. Known for their opulence and secrecy, these gatherings attracted A-list celebrities and influential figures. However, the arrest has cast these events in a new light, with allegations suggesting they were more than just lavish parties. Wright's claims imply that celebrities who attended these events may have been aware of, or complicit in, questionable activities. The presence of minors, exploitation, and coercion are among the disturbing allegations now surfacing about these parties. Such claims have raised questions about how much attendees knew and whether they bear any responsibility.
There are a lot of wild allegations in those documents that came out yesterday, including 1,000 bottles of baby oil. What surprised you the most about what you read yesterday?
Yeah, I mean, that, Brian, was definitely an alarming graph of the indictment when you read that when they raided, I believe it was the Miami home, where they found 1,000 bottles of, and they said that these were items that were used at the freak-offs. There were also large amounts of drugs, they said, cocaine, ketamine, Molly, GHB, the rape drug. So, they said that the house, according to the feds, that was stocked for these parties that were going on. And then to read their description of how Diddy, as they say, lured women into joining these parties. And they say that he would meet them or lure them, get to know them, and lure them in thinking they would think that there was going to be a romantic relationship with him. And then it would turn out that they would be at these freak-offs where they would be forced to have, or drugged and forced to have sex with male prostitutes that he was bringing in. And that's one of the counts that he's facing also, is the transportation of individuals for a purpose of prostitution. So really alarming allegations laid out in court. Diddy, of course, has pled not guilty to all of it. And then the real kicker for him at the end of the day was that the judge said you will be held without bail. And that means however long it takes for this trial to begin, he will be in a federal detention facility in Brooklyn, and not a very nice one. In fact, a fairly notorious one. So you got to figure it. He wants out of there, and he wants out as soon as possible.
The fear of exposure is palpable among those linked to these events. Diddy's arrest has opened Pandora's box, and Wright's allegations suggest that those who partook in or enabled these gatherings are scrambling to avoid public scrutiny and legal consequences. The NDAs and silent contracts. The entertainment industry's reliance on NDAs, non-disclosure agreements, has come under fire in recent years, and Diddy's case is no exception. These contracts, often signed by party attendees, have historically served to silence potential whistleblowers and protect high-profile figures from scandal. Wright alleges that NDAs played a significant role in keeping Diddy's secrets buried for so long. However, she also suggests that the current fallout shows the limitations of these agreements, particularly when public and legal scrutiny reach a tipping point. Breaking the silence is crucial, and Wright believes that more witnesses may come forward despite the legal constraints of NDAs. Her revelations underscore the importance of dismantling the culture of secrecy that allows abuse and exploitation to persist unchecked in Hollywood.
So you have teenage daughters, and
Yes.
I would think that anyone that they're dating would be scared to death to come to the house with love is the father.
I don't know what you're talking about. My daughter's only 15.
They're not dating?
No, they're not. Not that they better not be dating right now.
They're 15. They've got to have boyfriends or girlfriends or something. That's an age you start like being interested.
I didn't know that.
They're cheerleaders, right?
No, I really thought that they don't start dating till like 17, right? When do they start dating? Oh my God.
The role of federal investigations. The federal investigations surrounding Diddy's arrest are expanding, with authorities reportedly looking into connections between fleeing celebrities and the charges against him. Wright's claims, if substantiated, could provide valuable leads for prosecutors building their case. Fleeing the country carries significant legal implications for those connected to Diddy. It could be seen as an admission of guilt or an attempt to obstruct justice. Federal investigators are likely tracking these movements, seeking to determine whether any fleeing individuals were involved in illegal activities.
So, Andrew, the attorney's statement essentially says this all is based on information or, as a result of civil lawsuits. Is it common for civil lawsuits to spark interest of Homeland Security and launch an investigation?
Well, it's not uncommon for allegations in civil lawsuits to be considered by federal investigators and federal prosecutors and reviewed to determine whether or not a federal crime may have been committed. And that seems to be what happened here. I thought it was interesting that the attorney's statement really basically confirmed for the public that some of the investigative interest was likely generated from these lawsuits, which is interesting because several of the lawsuits allege activity that likely would fall within the parameters of sex trafficking. Several of these women claim to have been transported from one state to another and then drugged and assaulted.
Wright has hinted at possessing evidence or testimonies that could implicate these celebrities further. If her claims hold weight, they could bolster the prosecution's case and lead to more revelations about the inner workings of Hollywood's elite circles. Where did they go? For celebrities seeking to avoid scrutiny, certain destinations offer refuge. Countries with limited extradition treaties, such as Switzerland or the UAE, are often favored by those looking to stay beyond the reach of US authorities. Wright's claims suggest that some have opted for such locations. Luxury hideouts, from private islands in the Caribbean to secluded estates in Europe, provide both comfort and anonymity. These locations not only offer physical safety, but also help fleeing celebrities maintain a low profile while the media storm rages on. Avoiding the spotlight is a key priority for these individuals. Whether through fake names, private jets, or secluded accommodations, their goal is to stay out of sight until the scandal dies down or legal risks diminish. Wright's insights shed light on how far some will go to protect themselves. Celebrity responses and denials. As Wright's claims gain traction, some celebrities accused of fleeing have issued statements denying involvement. These responses range from outright denials to vague assurances of innocence. However, their silence or absence from public life only fuels speculation.
Hello and welcome to Diddy on Trial from BBC Sounds and the BBC World Service with me, Anushka Matanda-Dowty. We are the place to come to find out everything you need to know about Diddy and his upcoming trial. We're unpacking the unfolding story, we're myth-busting, we're fact-checking, and we're answering your questions. And new episodes are with you every week, so make sure you subscribe to the BBC World Service YouTube channel so you never miss a thing. Today's episode, we're hearing one woman's claims about the entertainment industry and going to various parties with Diddy and other celebrities in 2007. One was at a corporate event in New York, and one was at a so-called Diddy white party. Now, before we begin, I have to say that these accounts are very difficult to independently corroborate, and that's for a number of reasons. One, it's the early 2000s. People aren't using camera phones and messaging as much, and they're not texting photos and videos to their friends for us to look back on. And sometimes, at parties and events, cameras weren't allowed, so there isn't as much footage. So what does that mean? We have to listen to all of the accounts and make our minds up for ourselves what we believe. But we have to remember at all times that Sean Combs and his defense deny all the allegations against him and say he's never sexually assaulted anyone, man or woman, adult or minor.
Media scrutiny has intensified, with tabloids and investigative journalists piecing together clues about who might be involved. Paparazzi sightings, flight logs, and leaked information are all contributing to the growing narrative. Public perception is a critical factor in these situations. Accusations alone can tarnish reputations, even without concrete evidence. For some celebrities, the fallout from these allegations could have lasting impacts on their careers and public image, regardless of their guilt or innocence.
We had those opportunities there that allowed the bunnies to be exposed to executives in the industry who can book you for something else. So yeah, it was a really good opportunity. There were positives and there's negatives. We were always advertising Playboy. I mean, everything we had was all over us. We had the hats, we had the socks, we had the, the shirts, the jackets, the jumpers, you name it. Like, we were branded from head to toe.
Yeah, so you're like early influencers, really, what we class.
We were ahead of the game. Like, we were doing things way before all this Instagram came about. Like, literally the bunnies we were basically product placement.
Now, you've described it as a unique job. I think unique's a fair word.
It is a unique job because I don't think I know anybody else doing something particularly like this. There is a casting process. And the casting process is basically like any model job. You have to go in, you have to meet somebody who is going to basically book you for this gig. You have to go in lingerie or a bikini. You take some Polaroids and they'll then decide if you're suitable for the role. I arrived in New York 2005 and it took me a couple of years to find my way. And I initially started going to parties in 2007.
So you spoke a little bit there about career progression in this particular arena, and attending events as part of that, attending parties as part of that. When did that become apparent to you that was a way that you progressed?
Well, when I got signed to the New York agency that I did initially when I was 18 years old, and I moved to New York when I was 19, 19 going on 20. And for me, it was part of the industry that was made very, very, we were made aware of it very quickly.
Patterns in Hollywood scandals. Diddy's case is not the first time Hollywood has grappled with a major scandal involving its elite. From Roman Polanski to Harvey Weinstein, the entertainment industry has a history of high-profile figures fleeing the country or using their influence to avoid accountability.
It seems pretty clear to me that this whole rollout of the press strategy is meant to support they're using the media as a tool and seizing on the fact that the allegations are so incredibly salacious and disturbing, and it's a lot to take in. Just wait, there's going to be a lot more to come on this topic. You guys are going to be very busy for a long time, I suspect.
When all the evidence comes out.
This culture of avoidance reflects systemic issues within the industry. Wealth and power often shield individuals from consequences, perpetuating cycles of abuse and exploitation. Wright's revelations highlight how these patterns persist, even in the face of growing public demands for transparency and justice. Lessons from past scandals suggest that accountability is possible, but requires sustained pressure from the public, media, and legal systems. Wright's claims, if proven true, could serve as a catalyst for change, forcing Hollywood to confront its culture of secrecy and privilege. We have covered some explosive ground today, from Jaguar Wright's startling claims to the celebrities reportedly fleeing the country in the wake of Diddy's arrest. This story goes far beyond Hollywood gossip. It's a glimpse into the power dynamics, secrecy, and fear that seem to govern the entertainment industry.
But something came to my attention, and I really want to talk about this one. Yeah. So, going to the Diddy news. Oh, again, yeah, there's more? There's a lot. So recently, I know you touched on it a little bit, but you know how everyone's saying not only Diddy's to blame in this whole, I guess, chaos of what's happening in Hollywood, all these scandals. Apparently, who else? The people that are attached to Diddy and that are pulling the strings, one of them is Beyonce. Oh yeah, I was gonna talk about that. And one of them is Jay-Z. Yep. Now, very interesting is this is a clue.
As more details emerge, the stakes only get higher. Who will speak out next? And will justice be served for those implicated in these allegations? Jaguar Wright's courage in shedding light on these dark corners is sparking conversations that the industry can no longer avoid. If you found this video insightful, make sure to like, comment, and share your thoughts. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button for updates as this story unfolds. Your support keeps us digging into the truth and bringing you the details no one else dares to share. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.